This section heading is called Creating a Database. So now before we go into the steps on how to create a database, let's first review a little bit about SQL syntax. So if we go inside the labs directory and then inside lab 2A, you're going to find a file called SQL. If we open that file up, what you're going to find are some commands as well as some SQL statements that we're executing during each section of this lab. We've already executed this first command statement, and this was to install the 3 packages necessary for our MySQL implementation. So both this command as well as the subsequent command are executed at the OS level. The purpose of this command right here is to bring us to the database level where we're going to execute those MySQL statements. So we can see the MySQL statements down here. So now what does it mean to be a MySQL statement? Well, basically it just means that we're completing the command syntax. Now, depending on the command statement that you're entering in, will determine whether or not this semicolon over here, whether it's optional or not. So at the end of the statement, you may or may not need this. So when looking at these different statements down here, let's go over some of the differences that we're seeing within here. So the first thing that we can notice between this statement and this statement is that we've got words that are in uppercase, and over here we've got a word that's in lowercase. So the reason we're doing this within this file is to differentiate between SQL keywords and user-defined variables like this one over here. However, if we move a little bit further down, we're also seeing this U over here is in lowercase as well. Now, this one over here is not a user-defined variable, but it is the short form of the use command over here. So now your SQL keywords are not case sensitive when you enter them within the terminal. However, your user-defined variables are. So now moving down a little bit further, here it's illustrating both of those concepts where over here the semicolon is not needed, but over here it is. And also we've got user-defined variable, and we've also got the short form of the command. So basically, these two things are doing the same exact thing, where we're trying to adjust the pointer to use a particular database. So we can use use site auth or \u and then site auth. Okay, enough about that. So let's create our database. So this command, what it's basically interpreted as is we're basically just saying, look, we're going to put ourselves in interactive mode by logging in as the root user, and we want to be prompted for a password. So we're going to enter in our password, and this puts us at the database level. We can see the MySQL prompt over here. So now to illustrate that we can enter that command in lowercase, we'll just type show databases. So what this is going to do is show us all of the default databases that are available to the root MySQL user. So now to create a database, we're going to type create and then database. And then the database that we're going to create is going to be site auth. We'll hit the up arrow key to scroll through command memory, and then we'll see that we created the database site auth.